Well, hello, hello, hello. And again, I say thank you for joining the SweetStella show. Today's topic, we're going to talk about one that is very, very, very sensitive, and that's suicide. Most people don't like to talk about it. Most people stray away from it, and with good reason. It's just not an uncomfortable. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not a comfortable thing to talk about it, but we've all, in some way or another, have either personally experienced someone in our lives that has committed suicide, whether it be a friend or a friend or a friend of a friend. And I just chose to talk about this topic today in light of the newest suicide that I found out about, with the celebrity Regina King, one who is so talented. I just found out recently that she was the voices for the boys on the Boondocks. Can you imagine? I mean, extremely talented. And she lost her son due to suicide. And I can't even imagine how she felt, because with each person, it's different. And I'm just going to admit to you that I lost a son from suicide also. So I can imagine the pain, but I can't tell you personally what you're going through when you lose someone from suicide. The effects of it is just so traumatic. And a lot of thoughts just roll over and over and over through your head. What could I have done to prevent this? I mean, if I just would have known, how did I miss all the warning signs? I mean, this just came from out of nowhere. Well, I thought the person was depressed. I felt like they were depressed, but I was too scared to ask them about anything. I just felt if I left them alone and things of that nature, that the person would just be all right. And a lot of times, that may not be the thing to do. And it does take willpower and for you to be a little strong in order to even approach a person about suicide. Like I said, it's a very, very uncomfortable topic to talk about. I think personally I dealt with it. Like I said, I lost a son also, like Miss Regina, and prayers go out to her and her family and his friends. Prayers go out to them, his mom, his dad, because sometimes you just feel like, where did you go wrong? Were you a failure? What did you miss? Things of that nature. Those type of thoughts roll through your head. I've dealt with suicide with a client, grandchild. I think the youngest suicide that I dealt with was that of one of my clients whose grandson hung himself. That's not the killing part, that his grandson hung himself. But the baby was 5 years old. 5 years old. That tore my heart apart. Because how could a child that young, and this is what we think, how could a child that young be that devastated that they decided that they just didn't want to be here anymore? It's a tough pill to swallow on all sides. You know, that child was suffering that bad. And mom didn't see the warning signs or didn't figure it out. Granddad's reply was, I told mom she needs to pay more attention to that boy. You know, she needs to give him some time and spend some time with him, you know, because that particular child had to deal with a new sibling by somebody that wasn't his dad, but was his sibling's dad. And this child just felt like it used to be me and my mommy against the world. And now she's had another baby and she's just forgotten all about me. But even reaching down into a deep hole like that, can you imagine a 5-year-old? We're dealing with some rough times and some hard times. And a lot of things, you know, that may cause a person to want to commit suicide. And some of the reasons are depression. Some reasons are financial issues. You know, you just feel like, oh, I am just so deep in debt. I'm just so high over where I just can't see no way out. And at that moment, they can't see no way out. No way. The mind is just blocked out of everything and no light at the end of the tunnel. So it's difficult. And sometimes we can do things that could help and prevent a person from maybe taking their lives. Sometimes, even though we tried everything that we could do, sometimes it's just out of our control. And sometimes, if that person is really in that dark space and can't come out of it, no matter how we try, they're going to focus on completing that mission. And it's tough. And just me personally and my thinking in my mind, which I know those people are not even thinking those thoughts when they decide to do what they do, that what is the effects of the suicide on the people that are left behind to deal with the fact that you're gone and the way that you have left. It's just so difficult. You know, so they have a lot of resources out here. And even with the resources that are out here now, they are trying to figure out how to make it better. Because let's face it, even with the resources, people are still managing to commit suicide. It's one thing that that's out now. It's not out quite yet, but it will be out in the summer. You know, it used to be 1-800, what's the number? 1-800-273-TALK. That's what it used to be, 1-800-273-TALK. That's what you would call when you had a problem and you felt like life just wasn't worth living. Well, when you're feeling down like that, and my hat's off to the person who thought about this, how much long do you have time to be wanting to dial all those numbers? Because at this point, it's an emergency, isn't it? And that's what you're feeling like. That's what people are feeling like when they decide that they, no longer want to be here and it's time to take their own life. So if 911 can have an emergency, suicide needs to have one too. And somebody came up with the bright idea for that number. And that number is 988. Again, that number is 988. That is the new suicide prevention hotline that you can call if you're going through some things that you just can't see your way out. If for me, it's call on the Lord and get an answer. Jesus, help me. I don't know what your beliefs are and who you can call on, to kind of reel you back in and show you that life is worth living. It's worth living. It's worth living. No matter what you're going through, no matter how low you think you are, I feel like life is just worth living. It really is. And there are a lot of celebrities, who've lost their children. It's just not Regina King. Let me see. It's I think it was Marie Osmond who lost her son to suicide. The other person, it's another person who lost their child to suicide. Let me see. It was Ian Alexander. I mean, and if you Google these people, you can look them up and see who they are. Maybe I'm dating myself when I say Marie Osmond, because I remember back in the day, I'm a little bit country and I'm a little bit rock and roll. And that was the show that Donnie and Marie Osmond, did. And so to find out that her 18-year-old son committed suicide, that's just heartbreaking. That's just heartbreaking. And one of the celebrities that has touched my life so greatly, I mean, I love this man, was Robin Williams. That was one of the most gifted souls. To be able to make people laugh the way he did. And to me, he was just such a gentle, loving soul. And I didn't even know the man was even suffering from depression or anything of that nature, because of the ability he had to make people laugh. And his acting skills were just excellent. I tried to watch every movie that this man was in. And I met him personally twice on 2 occasions. And that's when I was doing my assignments in Afghanistan in the military. And he came over to bring some good cheer to us soldiers over there, who were probably thinking that we were sent over in that country to die. And he came and brought smiles to faces, helped boost morale and lift it. And I'll never forget. They gave us an opportunity for us to take pictures with Robin Williams. So all the soldiers are lined up and we're taking pictures with Robin Williams. But everything is on a time frame there, so I was kind of like close to the end of the line, me and a lot of other soldiers. So they was like, okay, Robin, we got to wrap this up because we got to get you on the plane and we got to get you to the next place you have to go. And we got to go here, we got to go there. So sorry, soldiers, all of you who are left, you all just have to get on the stage and we're going to put Robin in this chair right here and we just going to do a group picture. And my heart was broken a little bit because I wanted that one-on-one picture, but I'll take whatever I could get. To the funniest man in the world, to me, I just loved him and his spirit. So I ended up not even being able to sit back close to him. I'm all the way at the front of the stage, okay? And I admit I'm silly at times. I'm really silly. The cameraman was getting ready to take a snapshot of the picture. And I said, hold up, wait a minute. Don't take that picture. I got to put on my kissing stick. And I love lip gloss. Lip gloss and smell goods are my 2 things. And when I said that, Robin Williams said, kissing stick? Who said kissing stick? And everybody pointed to me, and he hopped out of that chair and he ran up over to where I was and he planted a kiss on my lips. Memorable moments. I was just upset that the cameraman didn't catch that on picture. I had to just cherish that moment the rest of my life. Then he came back the next year. And this time I get a chance to get close to him. And I said, "Hey, Robin, you remember me?" And he said, "I sure do." I said, "Well, I have on my kissing stick." And he gets ready he plants a kiss on my lips. And guess what, guys? Nobody got that picture. My friend had my camera and it would not work for some reason. It would not take that picture. So I just had to settle for the picture that they could take of me, with Robin. And so basically, that's what I had to do. And that's what I remembered about Robin. So the thought of him just taking his life, because I told the man, I said, "I love you." He said, "Oh, you got to be crazy to love such a hairy man like me." The hair, because he had hair longer than the hair that's, on my head, under my head. If you get what I'm saying. And he said, "Oh, I'm like a little hairy monkey." I said, "Well, I love all of that hairy monkey." I said, "You're amazing and you're an inspiration." And one thing I was glad about is that I had a chance to tell them that before he left this earth. And so a lot of people are going through things. And sometimes we see those warning signs. And here are some of the things you can do to maybe assist and help those people out. First of all, you have to have a caring heart. And you have to be willing to go that extra mile to save this person. And what I mean when I say that, you have to care enough to really just get yourself together and ask that person, "How are you? Looks like you're going through some things." And just flat out ask them, "Are you considering suicide?" You'd be surprised at the answer they give you. And then when you ask them, you need to ask them, "Okay, so if you were going to do that, how would you do it?" You can find out, they may tell you, "Oh, I'll hang myself. Oh, girl, I just put a couple of bullets through my head." It's multiple ways. Or it's, "Oh, you know what? I'm just going to take a whole bunch of pills." That's what I thought about doing. And a lot of people don't understand. When you think about stuff, those thoughts, they start off as thoughts. And then they become a reality. And so we have to, help in that way. If it's a gun, and you find out that person has a possession of a gun, we need to try to figure out how to get that gun away from that person. How to watch that person. And if it seems like they're in that hole so deep, be that person that escort them to the hospital to get some help and talk about it. And sometimes being just a listening ear and not, trying to figure out, "Well, this is how you could fix your problem. Well, this is how you could solve this. Well, I don't know why you thinking like that. I don't know why you thinking like this." Being judgmental. Those are some of the things that when a person is going through that, they don't need that. They don't need that. I guarantee you 99% of the time, they just need to be heard. They need you to listen. Listen to their problems, what they feel is causing them not to want to be here anymore. Quietly, observantly listen. And sometimes once they get that all off their chest and they realize that you actually listened to what they said, you didn't pass any judgment, you didn't try to come up with a solution. Oh, wow. It can make some bells go ding, 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 ding. And they may rethink that thing. And they may understand that after listening to themselves and expressing themselves of what's going on within their inner beings, that they may have a change of heart and a a change of mind. Like I say, people, suicide is not an easy topic to discuss. It's not an easy topic to even talk about. It hurts. But we all play our part. Whether we are on the suicide hotline, if somebody's calling in and saying, oh, the suicide hotline, and you're going to say, can you hold on for a minute? And you put them on hold. What's that telling the person? You don't give a dang hooty-tooty about me. Did she just say, hold on? Did he just say, hold on? And I feel like if we could get more people that are more concerned and people that are in that position to just do what they have learned to do and genuinely care. And I know it can be overwhelmed. I just can't imagine getting 200-300 calls a day for somebody ready to jump off a cliff or take their life. It can take a toll on you. I worked in psych for a little while. And, one of the psych doctors took their life. Things that make you go, And it was like, sometimes those people who you think got it all together, their life is down pat, they ain't got nothing to worry about because they got money in the bank and gas in the tank. They ain't experienced no problem. A lie. Those people have issues and troubles too. So don't miss the warning signs. Some of the warning signs are people giving away things. Girl, come on, I want you to have this. They done had it for 20 years and their grandma's grandma gave it to them, and they gonna give it away to you. Ding, ding, warning sign. All of a sudden, they just so happy and everything is fine after they've been through a traumatic injury. Ding, ding, warning sign. Beware, watch. Don't assume people have it all together. Don't assume common sense would tell you this. People have a lot of habit of talking about common sense. Common sense ain't common. I'm just saying. So, there are things that you can do to help yourself and to help others. Like I say, that 1-800-TALK number is getting ready to be turned into, and I can't wait, 988. That's supposed to be coming out in July. And there's one place in the nation, and that's in Syracuse, that has a 24/7 hotline talk for people who feel like they're on the verge, and they're thinking about a little sip of coffee, suicide. So I leave you with this. Please click that link, like, and subscribe to my channel. I hope I was informative. I hope I gave you some things or some tools that you can use to help you be more watchful and to help you be more mindful. Because I'm not even thinking you have it all together, that you can not fall into that deep hole and feel like there's no way out. Again, like, subscribe, get my words together. Like, subscribe to my YouTube channel. This has been SweetStella, with just a conversation that I just felt I needed to have, because it's just sad It is. And people don't like to talk about it, and people are embarrassed about it when they find out, especially a loved one or a close one has committed suicide. They don't even want to talk about how did they do it, let alone talk about that they did it. They just only want to let you know they passed. It's real. Share with others so that you can help them. Again, Sweet Stella Show. Like, subscribe, click that button, and you be blessed.